Hey y'all, welcome to this video. It's Blake. I think I'm gonna do a perm rod set. I was in between like a protective style, like mini twists or mini braids, but I kind of want big hair this week. So this video is in partnership with Aussie, and I'm going to be using some of the products to achieve today's style. My hair is dry, and it dried in braids because I had it under my last style, so it's pretty stretched. So your hair can be kind of damp for this, but mine's is going to be dry and stretched, but it works whichever way you like. And I'm going to be using purple perm rods, and I have a few gray in there. I might use the gray for the front to give me more of a bang look. So for the product that I'm going to be using, I'm just going to use one today, and this is Aussie's Miracle Curls Frizz Taming Cream with coconut and jojoba oil, and it looks like this. And this is just a nice like cream product. This is one of my favorite products from Aussie. It's a very versatile product, and I can use it for like twist outs, braid outs, even for perm rod sets, and things like that. In addition to that, I'm just going to be using some water to make sure my ends get fully saturated and are like molded onto the rod. Other than that, I'm just going to go ahead and get started applying the perm rod. So like I said, my hair was braided, so this is just what it looks like. It's clean hair, and it just dried in braids like this, and it's pretty stretched out. So I'm actually kind of excited to see what the results will be like, because I haven't done a perm rod set on stretched hair in some time now. As far as the size of my sections, I'm going to try to stay as big as possible. I don't want to sit here all day and put these in, but while I am putting these in, I'm going to be watching a Christmas movie. I've just been watching like Christmas movies on YouTube and it's actually like just such a pleasant experience. And then I put the fire in the background, and I thought it'd make the experience pretty cozy while I'm doing my hair. So I'm just gonna spray this section with some water. Since my hair is stretched, I'm not gonna apply too much water so I can try and get, you know, some of the benefits of it being kind of stretched. I'm gonna see if I can work with that some. And then I'm just going to use a dot of product, mainly on the ends, because I just want the ends to be able to stay on the perm rod. And I'm just going to wrap my hair around the perm rod. Make sure it's wet because I don't want frizzy ends. I did just trim my hair the last time I did, maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago. Sometimes I do like to use a gel on my ends just to make sure that they stay on. So I'm gonna grab one of Aussie's gels. Hold on. Okay, so gel is just gonna make this a whole bunch easier and make sure that I get like really smooth ends so I don't get as much frizz. So I just picked up the Headstrong Volume Gel 24-hour lift in 1 use, and it's a maximum hold gel. So I'm just taking a dot like that, and I'm just gonna put it on the end so it will stay on the perm rod much easier. Yeah, that's way better. Smooth the ends out and snap it closed just like that. I think I did this one upside down, but it's gonna be okay. So I'm just gonna continue this same thing throughout my whole head, and I'll catch back up with y'all when I'm make it to the front. Okay, I've made my way to the front, and I just wanted to share a few tips that I like to use while I'm doing perm rods. Because sometimes like maneuvering your hands around with the rod can be hard, especially if you have nails like I do. So I forgot to mention earlier that I do like to twist my roots because it makes it easier when wrapping your hair around the perm rod, so they can be like a little less puffy and they're not like falling off the side of the rod. So let me just show you real quick. All right, so my hair is re-moisturized with the Frizz Taming Cream and then detangled with just a brush. Now I like to go ahead and twist the roots because it makes it so much easier in keeping all of my hair on the perm rod, and it can offer like some stretch if you want to, especially if you're doing it on wet hair. It can like kind of stretch your roots part a little bit, but I just do 3 or 4 twists, and then I brush it out and use the brush to like smooth my hair straight down. And then on the ends, I'm just gonna add some gel like I mentioned before, and this is gonna help them stick in so they'll be like super smooth and sleek. And I'll take a rat tail comb and make sure that they're really smooth. And then I have my perm rod, and I like to hold the part that has the cap on it inside my hand, and then just wrap it and pull down to smooth your ends in. Make sure they're just right in there. And then start rolling up. So after a few times I'm wrapping my hair up this way, my hair has gotten longer than I just had to notice that my hair has kind of grown a little bit, so that it's barely fitting on these rods. Most of them are small like this, but I do have a few that are longer. But since you twist the root, you don't necessarily have to roll it all the way up to like the root. You can leave it to dangle a little bit, and that's gonna kind of stretch it a little bit, so it'll be loose and it won't be so tight on your head, and you won't have a headache or anything like that. So that's how I like to do it, and this is just how it looks. Sometimes I forget how great perm rod sets can be. Like, this can be a pretty easy style to do weekly. I wish I could do like the same hairstyle every week and have like a signature look, but I'm always switching it up. But I feel like one day I'll get to a point where I'll do the same thing every week and just have, you know, like a signature go-to look. But in the meantime, I do like doing perm rod sets every once in a while, and I think it's super cute for the winter time because you won't have to have like a wet wash and go. And if you let your hair air dry a little bit before you put the rods in, it dries pretty fast, and you can even sit under a hooded dryer as well. And then the results are super cute, great for like the holiday time or like events and parties that you may have, or New Year's Eve. And it just might be a different look than you might have normally been doing from like the summertime. All right, and so that's that section done. I just have these two left to go, and I am going for a bang, so that's why I sectioned off this middle part, because I don't want to have like a middle part going down. I want my hair to fall a little bit more forward. So whether you're doing a side part or a middle part, you can just make sure to direct your hair in that way that you want it to lay when you take the perm rods out. All right, so I finished putting all the perm rods in. Everything's looking pretty good. Everything's nice and tight and shiny and moisturized. So I'm just gonna let it air dry overnight, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow morning so we can take them out and pick it and fluff it out real big. So it's the next morning, and I just tested a piece and they're not like 100% dry, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sit under the dryer for 15-20 minutes, just enough, and then I'm gonna let them fully cool down before I take them out. All right, all the rollers are out, and now it's time to separate them. So I'm just going to unravel them and twist in the opposite direction, and then just pull apart the twist, and then divide each section into about 3 or 4 pieces. Alright, so I just finished separating my hair and it's looking pretty good. From here, you can either do like 2 things. You can go ahead and just pick it out and fluff it out if you like the length that your hair is at, or you can stretch it a little bit with a blow dryer. I usually stretch the roots, but I did work on like already stretched hair. Let me go grab my pick, and then I'm just gonna start picking and fluffing it out. Alright, so I just have a pick like this, and I'm just gonna go in my roots and fluff like this. Yeah, my hair is pretty stretched, so I'm not gonna stretch it with the blow dryer. I can feel in my roots like the pick is kind of gliding easily. So I just go through my roots and start shaping my hair how I want. Like I want it to be a little bit more elongated here. So I'm gonna pull down. I want it to cover my ears a little bit more. So I'm gonna separate my hair and pick it up that way. And do that all over my head. Alright guys, so these are my finished results. It turned out so good. I usually like to do my perm rod sets on wet hair because I like the definition that it gives, and when I've done them on blow dried hair, it just gets frizzy a little too fast. So I think doing it on dry, like halfway stretched hair, like twisted or braided, and just let it air dry after you wash it and then do the perm rod set, I think is my new favorite thing. This is really nice, especially for first day hair. Again, these are the products that I use. I use the Miracle Coast Frizz Taming Cream just to get a little bit of definition, and then the gel on the ends to make sure that they are super defined and sleek and shiny. As you can tell, everything looks so good. So if you haven't tried any Aussie products, I highly recommend. They have a wide range of products for different hair types, so there's something for everybody. They have waves, curls, coils, and then they have some straight hair products. So I love to use them all, and they just fit into my routines very well. So thank you to Aussie for sponsoring this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Thank you.